You're 35,000 feet in the air. The engines just failed. The captain says, brace for impact. Your first thought, where's my parachute? Well, bad news. There are none. Not under your seat, not in the overhead bins, not even with the flight attendants. Why? Are airlines just being cheap? Or is there a much bigger reason why you never see parachutes on commercial flights? By the end of this video, you'll be glad you don't have one. Reason 1. Planes fly way too high and too fast. Let's say, for some insane reason, you actually had a parachute. And let's also say, you somehow managed to get the emergency door open. Congratulations, you just made the worst mistake of your life. First problem? You're too high up. At 35,000 feet, the temperature is negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than Antarctica on a bad day. Your body isn't built for that. Your lungs aren't built for that. And your nose hairs? Instantly frozen. If you don't have an oxygen tank, you'll pass out within 15 seconds due to lack of oxygen. And let's not forget your eyeballs. Ever left a soda can in the freezer too long? That's your corneas now. Oh, and don't even think about holding your breath. The pressure drop would cause the air inside your lungs to expand instantly. And let's just say, it wouldn't be pretty. At this point, you're freezing, suffocating, and blacking out. But sure, let's say you somehow survive all of that. That brings us to problem number 2. Reason 2. Jumping at 600 miles per hour is a death sentence. In your mind, skydiving from a plane probably looks smooth and effortless. You jump, free fall for a bit, pull the cord, and gracefully glide down to safety. Yeah, that's not how this works. A commercial airplane flies at 600 miles per hour. If you jump out, you won't be floating. You'll be launched into oblivion like a human cannonball. Ever seen someone fall out of a moving car at 60 miles per hour? Now imagine that, but 10 times faster, and in midair, with zero control. And here's the worst part. You can't even use your parachute yet. Parachutes don't work at high speeds. You need to slow down to 120 miles per hour before deploying one. But how exactly are you supposed to slow down? Flap your arms like a cartoon character? Hope for a flock of birds to slow you down? Maybe air brakes magically appear on your back? Yeah, no. And don't forget, even if you do slow down enough to open your parachute, you still have one major problem. Reason 3. Where exactly are you landing? Let's assume you somehow make it past the freezing temperatures, the insane speed, and you manage to open your parachute. Great. Now what? You're still 35,000 feet in the air, and you have no idea what's below you. Best case scenario? You land in a field. Worst case? A building, a highway, or, let's be real, the middle of the ocean. Oh, and if you land in water, that's a whole new problem. Do you know how to unclip a parachute before it drags you underwater? Do you have a flotation device? Can you survive hours or even days of floating before someone finds you? At this point, staying inside the plane is looking like a pretty good idea, huh? Reason 4. Planes aren't designed for people to jump out. Alright, let's pretend you don't care about the whole dying instantly thing and still want to jump. Here's another problem. You physically can't. Why? Because airplane doors don't open mid-flight. At cruising altitude, the pressure inside the cabin is way higher than the pressure outside. If you try to open the door, one of two things will happen. Nothing. The door is sealed shut by pressure and won't budge. Absolute chaos. If by some miracle you do get it open, everything not nailed down, including you, gets sucked out like a rag doll. Okay, but let's say planes had a designated parachute exit. How would that work? Are 200 passengers supposed to calmly line up and take turns jumping while the plane is going down? In a panic? At 35,000 feet? In turbulence? Yeah, not happening. Reason 5. Planes are actually incredibly safe. Here's the biggest kicker. You don't need a parachute because you're statistically safer inside the plane than outside of it. Odds of a commercial plane crash? 1 in 11 million. Odds of your parachute not opening correctly? 1 in 1,000. Odds of you successfully jumping, deploying your parachute, and landing safely? Basically 0. And here's the real twist. Most plane crashes are actually survivable. Over 95% of plane crashes have survivors. And do you know where the safest place to be in those crashes is? In your seat, with your seatbelt on. So ironically, staying inside the plane gives you a way higher survival rate than jumping out. Twist ending. Why you should be glad. There are no parachutes. So next time you're on a plane, don't ask, where's my parachute? Ask yourself this, do I really want to be turned into a human missile? Because trust me, crashing is the least of your worries. And here's something even crazier. You have a way higher chance of dying from food poisoning on a plane than from an actual crash. If you had to jump from a plane, what's the worst possible item to bring? Wrong answers only. Funniest comment wins. And if you want more crazy science facts, hit that subscribe button before we throw you out of a plane.